Hey, May School friends. Today we're going to work on chemistry. Now, typically when we think of chemistry as adults, we think about atoms and molecules and ions and Bunsen burners and beakers. But for our preschoolers, we just want to see what happens when we mix stuff together. So today this is a really fun experiment that we're going to do using things you have around the house. Now, for you guys at home, you'll just use some of those trusty empty water bottles from your recycling bin. I'll do mine on a little bit larger scale just so you can kind of see how it happens. I have some basic cooking oil here. This is under $2 for this whole jug. And I have some water and then just some little fizzy tablets. You can either use the tummy tablets, Alka-Seltzer, that kind of thing, or if you have, the clear aligners or retainers or anything that you use the denture tablets for to clean those, you can use those as well. So here's what we're gonna do. Now this is our jumbo version. I'm going to add quite a bit of oil and I'm gonna put my bottle next to it just for reference so you would know how much, but we're gonna fill it about 3/4 of the way full with the oil. And we'll give that a good glug, glug, glug into this glass vase. And again, this is on a larger scale just so you guys can kind of really see the reaction there at home. So we'll do that. Won't go all the way. This is a pretty big container. Now I'm just going to add plain tap water. And I'll fill it up to where we get fairly close to the top. And I'll kind of let that settle for just a moment, and it doesn't take long. So remember, in your water bottle, maybe oil would be to here, water would be to here. Now, again, this is a lava lamp. So for this purpose, I'm using red and yellow to kind of give that fiery glow. However, you can use any colors that you want. And because at the end of your little session, you will be putting the lid on and sealing that up, and it'll be a sensory bottle, but you will be able to put the lid on and you can use blues and purples and greens, any kind of colors that you and your child decide on. So we're just gonna let that continue to kind of separate there. And then I will put, again, this is big, so multiple drops. I'm gonna use this yellow. And as you drop it in, if you remember way back when, almost 2 months ago, we did some sensory bottles and we watched the difference between mixing different viscous materials and how they separated. And this is kind of the same principle, but with adding these fizzy tablets, it's gonna give us a whole new perspective on chemistry. So it looks like my little yellow bubbles are balling up and settling there. And I'm gonna add some red. And we're gonna really get a good lava flow going here. Now, drop as much as you're interested in dropping, just so you have a good volcanic explosion. Or again, with your cooler, calmer colors, maybe it's an ocean wave or something of that nature. Now, we have our fizzy tablets and I've already opened them. And I'm just gonna drop one in the bottom. And if you'll watch here, the tablet drops because it is more dense than the oil and it's more dense than the water. But the ingredients in the tablet, when they hit the water, will have a reaction and it will cause carbon dioxide bubbles to disperse and create our lava lamp. And it won't take long before our beautiful molten lava comes to life. And there it goes, and the colors are changing and we see the yellow. And now the red's coming in and some of those bubbles are popping. We'll drop another one in since I used such a big container to kind of keep the eruption going. And look at that. Just imagine what a true volcano would look like under the surface of the earth, deep down in the core. But again, This is just a simple chemical reaction using completely safe items that you have at home. And it's a really fun way to explain to your kiddos that when we mix certain everyday items, different reactions can happen. So you would be using your small water bottle, and when it's all done, you would cap it off and close it, and then you still have your heavier oil and water mixture with the colors, and you can tilt it back and forth to create one of the sensory bottles that we did earlier. But this fun part just shows how different things work together to create a completely new substance. So have fun in your laboratories, and we'll see you next time.